right, here we go into LME to check out what's going on the LT2.
What's happening, man?
What's going on?
Come on in, check out the place.
All right.
All right, so this is our assembly room. Obviously, once we're through the machining process, cleaning, we'll come in here and get these things together. A couple examples of our work here. This is a 454 LSX tall deck Whipple 4.5, making them a little over 1,200 horsepower. It's going in a sand car application. Drag race, aluminum rotted 427, getting put together. So do a variety of stuff, a lot of LS, mostly LT, now the LT2. So this is where the magic happens in final assembly. Getting in the machine shop, got a bunch of blocks that just showed up for a bunch of different projects we got going. I'll take you back and show you some of the CNC equipment we have. Coming up, we got the Dyno LT2. So this is we got two 5-axis machines that we're running cylinder heads on. This actually has our newest Edelbrock LT race cylinder head in there. So it's running a 2180 intake valve, 1630 exhaust. Super mean cylinder head. It's the highest flowing cylinder head on the market for the LT so far. One feature of this cylinder head that's pretty trick is the straight exhaust. So instead of that dog leg exhaust like your standard LT cylinder heads, you've got a straight exhaust. Did some stuff with the geometry and raised up the rockers to improve the port locations and strengthen that up. We're running a program for Top Fuel Hoop right now on this black label head. So just another 5-axis where we do a lot of our CNC. We've got two more CNCs back here. We're doing a custom intake manifold. This is actually for the C8 as well. So going to be dropping that here shortly. And we have another 4-axis CNC that we do our valve covers, front covers, billet intakes and whatnot. More Edelbrock. This is our 5-axis CNC where we do all of our engine block machining. So once it comes off the line hone, we go into this machine here. So we got a few LSX blocks and other aluminum blocks that are ready for the process. Pretty much do all of our decking, half-inch studs, lifter true, O-ring, receiver grooves, that type of work in this machine here. Once the block comes off the CNC, goes into our Sun and CNC cylinder hone. Torque plates, of course, we've got a nice recipe to get the surface finish that we're looking for on each of the different blocks for different applications. Once we're done there, we'll deburr the block, run it down to the final cleaning room. So we pressure wash it, rinse tank, and then off into the assembly room. As far as cylinder heads go, once we come off of the 5-axis CNC, we'll roll over to seat and guide machine, install guides, size the guides, and then seat and guide machine. We'll then go over to our porting room, hand blend the valve job into the ports. Then we'll go into our final cleaning and checking all the spring seats and all of that for accuracy. Once we're assembled up, go into the assembly room and get the whole thing done. Then it's one backtrack to the dyno, and from there it's out the door. See here we've got a bunch of crankshafts, connecting rods, and pistons for our different rotating assemblies. So what do you think, man? Let's check out the dyno?
Yeah, let's check it out.
So Vinny's in the process of finishing the setup on the LT2. We're gonna run it with the factory exhaust and I think then we're going to make a header change after a while to see if there's any difference in power from switching to the American Racing headers, which I would only assume that there would be. We are running this engine currently in just 100% stock form, so factory intake, factory throttle body, just straight up pulled out of the car from the guys over here at LMR. Running pump gas on it, the factory direct injection, and other than that, just in stock form. So it's cool that we're getting an opportunity to mess with this thing. You know, everybody's been really excited about the C8, so as far as the engine goes, we couldn't wait to get ourselves one to put on the dyno and start seeing what we can do. Of course, tuning is an issue so far, but you know, I'm sure that they'll crack that code soon enough. And then of course, a bunch of guys are working on different options to be able to mod these things. So figure we'll be ahead of the curve and have a platform that's ready to make some big power, and when that time comes to tune them, we'll be set up. So I guess we'll stay tuned for make some noise here in a little bit.
Right now he's welding up a flange for the factory C8 headers to be able to work with their exhaust system. Like I was saying before, he was using some LT1 headers, which are over here, and he's just using those to get dialed in. So obviously they're already set up for their exhaust system. The factory ones weren't. They were a little worried that they were going to be directing straight into the ECU, so he's built some flanges to be able to extend it. To reach everything else. And once he's doing that, and once he's done doing that, should be ready to go.
First, you know, we can set parameters to whatever we want, how quick we want to pull it, aside from like different load factors as far as from breaking in engine, or we can do an acceleration mode. So right now I have it set to pull from 35 to 6600 at a rate of 550 RPM a second. So and once that connects to the HP tuners and fire it up. Nope, it's magic. So we got on the dyno we have a mechanical fuel pump. So I really just use the fuel pump to prime it, and then once it's fired up, then the mechanical pump takes over.
Oh, okay.
So then I shut the electric off. So then the dyno's all automatic, so we'll bring it up to 3,500 RPM. The brake will pull the engine down and keep it there, and then once I hit start test, it'll do the whole sweep for me. So I just watch all the data and make sure everything's good.
Looked like it picked up quite a bit in the mid-range.
Yeah, for sure.
You're saying about like 12 horsepower or so?
About 12, 13.
It's about what everyone was guessing. It's pretty good. Definitely sounds good though. I like the sound of that way better than the stock.
Yeah,
one.
it sounds way better than the stock manifolds for sure. So.
All right, we got Vinny at the helm here. We're gonna make a sweep with the American Racing headers and see what the results are from the factory exhaust. Yeah, so we're running same tune, same 93 octane fuel, same timing, everything is the same, just to see a true comparison. So we picked up roughly 15 horsepower from the previous test. Not bad gains from, you know, a header only. The factory exhaust is really pretty efficient as far as factory exhaust goes. So, you know, of course, the gain that you'll see with the header is going to be somewhat different from like your standard LS manifold. So that's pretty solid gains. Again, there can be definitely a lot of tuning that can be done to squeeze more out, but that is literally a back-to-back test with no other changes except for the exhaust itself. So not too bad for the start. Now that we've done this, we want to just validate, verify, see what we're working with the LT. Very promising so far. So we're going to pull this thing off and begin our R&D development for ourselves and all of our customers and see what the platform holds. Stay tuned and thank you.